This is wood sorrel growing in the driveway. These plants with the purple blossoms are henbit. It's a type of mint. Very medicinal in taste. I don't really care for it, but it's useful. And this is a young oak tree, which at some point will have acorns on it, which can be used. Here we have a pine tree, which has several uses. Violet. These broadleaf plants with the purple blossom is a violet, which can be eaten. And if you get lucky, you find mushrooms that you can eat. We have a hickory, and then right above me is a locust, which the only part of that that's edible is the flowers. The rest of it's poisonous. Stay away from that. Maples, all the seeds you can eat on those. Here's a close-up of mulberry leaves in case you're wondering what they look like. And we got blackberries blooming right now. And of course we have oaks, which are going to have acorns. Red and white are predominant in this area. And season's about over, but here's some wild strawberries. And right here is a little patch of elderberries, the tallest ones in there. They're young, but they'll put on berries soon. Here's a mint that's growing. It's either a peppermint or a spearmint. It's debatable, but it's still a mint. Here we have some wild onions. These are already starting to bolt. They're getting their seed pods on. But something else that you can find in the yard. And of course, one of the most hated plants now in a yard is the dandelion. But at one time, people would take their yards up, their lawns up, and plant the entire space with dandelions because they're so useful. And these are daylilies. You need several parts of the daylilies. This is in a neighbor's yard right down the street. This is a pecan tree. And just down from it are walnut trees growing in the front yard. There's a patch of asparagus growing right here, and along this fence line are some wild grapes. Here's another big batch of asparagus we'll have to remember for next year. And blackberries, of course, they're everywhere in these fence rows and fields around Middle Tennessee where I live. Mixed in with some Siberian irises, there's some cattails right here in a little creek beside the road. And right beside them is some watercress. Don't forget, in your foraging, you're also going to need proteins. And a small pond nearby might have fish, small fish even, turtles, frogs, crawfish, things like that that you can harvest and use in your meals. Here's a little better view of a locust tree. Now the only thing edible on these, and they don't last long, are the blooms early in the year. The rest of the tree is poisonous, so don't try it. But if you can catch the blooms, you can make some really good fritters and things like that out of them. Some more cattails. A lot of roadside ditches and ponds will have these. The rhizomes on the edge of the roots are edible, as is the pollen when the heads come out. It's a batch of prickly pear cactus, which parts are edible. I guess most of it is edible. And it's early in the year here, but this is some poke salad, which you can use the leaves off of and eat. I've tried the stalk. It's just too strong for me. If you look around, I'm sure you'll find some protein sources in your yard.